Have you ever heard of a young college student who helped change the laws of an entire country without picking up a weapon? That is the story of Diane Nash. She was born in 1938 and grew up to become one of the most important leaders in the civil rights movement. Diane Nash was not a singer or a movie star. She was a thinker, a planner, and a brave leader who believed that peaceful actions could bring powerful change. Diane Nash was born in Chicago, Illinois. As a child, she went to schools where most of the students were African American like her. She did not see much of the harsh segregation that existed in the South. When she later traveled to the South for college, she was shocked to discover how unfair life was for African Americans. There were whites-only signs in restaurants, restrooms, and schools. African Americans were not allowed to use the same spaces as white people. This unfair system was called segregation. Diane Nash felt in her heart that this was wrong and she wanted to do something about it. In 1959, Diane moved to Nashville, Tennessee to attend Fisk University. Fisk was a historically black college where many young people dreamed of becoming leaders. While in Nashville, Diane saw up close how strict and mean segregation was. African Americans could not sit at the front of buses or order food at lunch counters. Diane wanted to stand up against this injustice, but she knew it had to be done in a peaceful way. Diane Nash became one of the main leaders of the Nashville sit-ins. These sit-ins were when students sat down at lunch counters that were marked whites only. They did not leave even when workers refused to serve them. The students were taught to stay calm no matter what happened. Sometimes angry crowds shouted at them or even poured drinks on their heads. Diane Nash and the other students did not fight back. They used nonviolence as their weapon. Their courage made the city of Nashville change its laws. In 1960, lunch counters in Nashville were desegregated and Diane Nash became known across the country. After the sit-ins, Diane helped start a new group called the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC. SNCC gave young people a chance to lead the civil rights movement. Diane Nash was a key strategist, meaning she helped plan actions step by step. She believed that young people could play a major role in making America fair for everyone. In 1961, a group of African Americans and white allies began the Freedom Rides. They rode buses across the South to test new laws that said segregation on buses was illegal. The riders faced violence and even had buses burned. Many people were scared to continue the rides. Diane Nash refused to let fear win. She stepped forward and said the rides must go on. She recruited new riders and made sure the movement stayed strong. Her bravery showed the world that African Americans would not give up their fight for freedom. Diane Nash was arrested many times. In one case, she was pregnant with her first child when she faced the possibility of going to jail for 2 years. People asked her why she would take such a risk. Diane replied that she was fighting for a world where her child could live with dignity and equality. This shows how deeply she believed in the cause. She was not only thinking about herself but about future generations. In the 1960s, Diane Nash also worked on the Selma campaign. African Americans in Alabama were being blocked from registering to vote. Diane helped organize marches and meetings that brought national attention to the problem. These efforts led to the famous Selma to Montgomery March and helped inspire the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That law made it illegal to deny citizens the right to vote because of their race. Diane's work helped open the doors of democracy for millions of African Americans. Diane Nash continued to speak out for justice even after the 1960s. She gave speeches, taught about nonviolence, and inspired new generations of leaders. She believed that change is possible when people stand together peacefully with courage. Diane Nash showed that you do not have to be the loudest person in the room to make the biggest difference. You can use wisdom, kindness, and strength to move mountains. Diane Nash's story teaches us that one person's bravery can encourage thousands of others. She was a young student who became a powerful leader. She believed in nonviolence and proved that peaceful actions could break down walls of hate. Thanks to Diane Nash and many others, America became a fairer place. When you stand up for what is right, even in small ways, you are following in her footsteps. If you like this video and would like to see more content like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share with others.